Hi, American Phone My Phone, and welcome to another video. Today, the Grammy 2025 nominations have just come out, and I am excited to react to them for you all. I'm hoping for my three main girlies of pop music, Sabrina Carpenter, Charlie XCX, and Chappell Roan, to get nominations, especially Charlie and Chappell in album categories, Chappell and Sabrina in single categories. I think all three of them deserve a lot of love. I think 2024 has been a very stacked year for music, so I'm excited to see which albums actually are contenders for Grammys this year. Like we say every year, the Grammys are the scammies. They are not the end-all be-all of music and what is good in music. Obviously, there's many artists that the Grammys decide to love, that the Grammys decide to hate, and I think it's just good when we see some of our favorite people being recognized in music, but again, if someone's not nominated, it doesn't mean it's a horrible thing. It just means that there's some politics in the industry involved, and we just have to roll with it. The list I use for nominations is going to be Pitchfork this year. I don't agree with Pitchfork on a lot of their reviews, but I know that they're going to cover not just the main categories, but categories that are all over different genres and stuff that I might be interested in. I will have timestamps down below for every category I discuss, so if you want to know if I talk about a category or when I talk about a category, you can find it down there in the description. We're going to discuss each category in which I know at least two of the nominees, and then we're going to make predictions accordingly. So anyway, let's get into it. Okay, so the first category that I actually know anything about is Best Engineered Album Non-Classical. The nominees are Charlotte Day Wilson with Cyan Blue, Casey Musgraves with Deeper Well, Lucky Day with Algorithm, Peter Gabriel with I/O, Sabrina Carpenter with Short and Sweet, and Will with Empathogen. Those are three interesting choices for Engineered Album. I don't really see why Casey and Sabrina are the main contenders for engineering on the album. I feel like Sabrina and Casey's production are good, but I don't think they're anything distinct. Of the three I know, which are Casey, Sabrina, and Will, I think Empathogen is a really well-engineered album, and there's a lot of different changes throughout it that make it feel like it's a cool project to get this award. So I'm going to pick Empathogen. I'm okay if Casey or Sabrina take it, but I think they are better contenders in other categories, whereas I think Willow here is a really, really good contender. All right, now with Best Recording Package. So we have the Avett Brothers with their self-titled album, Charlie XCX with Brat, I Who, Pregnancy, Breakdown, and Disease, Kate Bush, Hounds of Love, the Baskerville Edition, the Muddy Basin Ramblers, Jug Band Millionaire, Post Malone with F1 Trillion, and William Clark Green with Baker Hotel. So I just looked up what Best Recording Package actually means, and it's about how the visuals are for it. If we're talking about what has been the most iconic this year, it has been Charli XCX's Brat, though it is kind of an anti-package. It's an anti-cover. I have it on CD, and it is plain white, and it just says Brat on the CD, and it's, you know, the classic Brat green at this point, but I don't really know what the Avett Brothers did in terms of their packaging. Those are the two I actually listened to. Hounds of Love from Kate Bush is an amazing album. I don't know what this edition of it did. I will go with Charli XCX just for the simple iconicness that Brat Summer was, and that its cover has a movement outside of even the music itself. So I think I will give it for that, but I would like to hear your thoughts if you are familiar with the Best Recording Package and know really what happened with each of these, because I wonder what makes this list this list. Now, Best Music Video, we have A$AP Rocky with Taylor Swift, Charli XCX with 360, Eminem with Houdini, Kendrick Lamar with Not Like Us, and Taylor Swift featuring Post Malone with Fortnite. I don't like the choice of this category. I think I've heard every song on this list. I don't listen to the A$AP Rocky song all that much, but it being a music video that's has a song title that is just referencing a female in the music industry. I don't like that trend of male artists that are just taking hype off of some female musician in the industry by channeling that into their song title. It feels weird to me. It feels a little bit like taking women's power away from them, and I don't like that much. Kendrick Lamar's Not Like Us music video, I never saw that one. I know the song, and the song is definitely very iconic, and I definitely expect to see it in Record or Song of the Year. But I don't know if the music video was the most integral thing about that. I think that Houdini one is very much channeling nostalgia. I think there's some ableism in the Taylor Swift and Post Malone one. So I think by default, I'm going to go with 360 from Charli XCX. It is a stacked list of icons. 360 is one of my favorite songs from Brat, but I don't really return to the music video all that much. So I don't think this category is that stacked in my personal opinion, but I will go with 360. Next, we have Best Global Music Album. We have Antonio Rey with Historias de un Flamenco, Ciro Hurtado, sorry if I mispronounce it, with Paisajes, Matt B and Royal Philharmonic Orchestra with Alkebulan 2, Rima with Heist, and Thames with Born in the Wild. I have listened to both the Rima and the Thames album. I like both a decent amount. I don't know which one I prefer, actually. I am going to go with Thames. I feel like she's been very influential in the industry, and it would be lovely to see her get rewarded with it. But I wouldn't be mad if Rima took it as well. I think both have been very influential in the very modern Afrobeats and African music wave, and I would love to see either of them take it home. I'm going to go with Thames, just because why not? Next, we have Best African Music Performance. We have Asake and Wizkid with MMS, Burna Boy with Higher, Chris Brown featuring Davido and Lil J with Sensational, Thames with Love Me Jeje, and Yemi Alade with Tomorrow. I don't think I knew that Yemi Alade released new music this year. I really got into Afrobeats from her, but I'm going to go again with a 10 streak of Love Me JJ. For Best Latin Pop Album, we have Anita Funk Generation, Kali Uchis with Orquídeas, Cani Garcia with Garcia, Luis Fonsi with El Viaje, I didn't know he released this year, and Shakira with Las Mujeres Ya No Lloran. I listened to Anita, Kali, and Shakira all in this category. It's torn between Kali and Anita for me. I like both of the albums pretty strongly. I will go with Kali just because it is such a gorgeous album. But I wouldn't be mad if Anita or even Shakira took it. I think that those were all great projects. All right, now we're going to Best Country Album. We have Beyonce with Cowboy Carter. That got me. Chris Stapleton with Higher. Casey Musgraves with Deeper Well. Lainey Wilson with Whirlwind. And Post Malone with F1 Trillion. I actually didn't listen to the Post Malone project. I didn't really have that much interest in it, even though I really like Levi's jeans from Cowboy Carter, which features them. I have listened to both Beyonce and Casey here, so I'm going to pick between them. I think especially after Beyonce got snubbed so much at the CMAs, I'm glad to see that she is here for her genre-bending album and that the Grammys are recognizing it for a genre-bending album, but also in the country album category. The fact that I really enjoy the album, the fact that it's history-making, the fact that I know the Grammys tend to love giving Beyonce awards, especially if they are not in the main 4 categories, I think I'm going to go with Cowboy Carter on this one. And I won't be mad if Deeper Well wins. I think it is a good project from Casey. But for me, I find Deeper Well to be a return to form for Golden Hour, but I prefer Golden Hour more. But Deeper Well it's all right. I think it is still a good project, and I wouldn't be mad if it beat Beyonce, but I think I want Beyonce to win this one. For Best Country Song, we have Beyonce with Texas Hold'em, Jelly Roll with I Am Not Okay, Casey Musgraves with The Architect, Post Malone featuring Morgan Wallen with I Had Some Help, and Shabuzi with A Bar Song, in parentheses, Tipsy. I could see this really going for Shabuzi with the fact of how high on the Billboard charts it's been. I am going to continue with the Beyonce streak, mainly because I like that song better. I like A Bar Song, so I wouldn't be mad about that. I don't remember The Architect specifically from Casey Musgraves, but I'm sure it's all right. I don't really want I Had Some Help, mainly because I don't support Morgan Wallen with how he's been insensitive to certain racial groups in the past. And I Am Not Okay. I don't really care for Jelly Roll's voice too much. I think it's fine, and I'm glad that he has an audience that likes him. I have nothing against Jelly Roll, except for I just don't really care for his music as much as the other people in this category. So I'm going to go with Beyonce, Texas Hold'em. For Best Country Duo Group Performance, we have Beyonce and Miley Cyrus with Two Most Wanted, Brothers Osborne with Break Mine, Dan and Shay with Bigger Houses, Kelsey Ballerini and Noah Kahan with Cowboys Cry 2, and Post Malone featuring Morgan Wallen, I Had Some Help. Again, it's between the Beyonce and Miley Cyrus and the Kelsey Ballerini and Noah Kahan. I'm going to still stick with Beyonce on this one with Two Most Wanted. The Best Country Solo Performance, we have Beyonce with 16 Carriages, Crystal Littleton with It Takes a Woman, Jelly Roll with I Am Not Okay, Casey Musgraves with The Architect, and Shabuzi with A Bar Song, in parentheses, Tipsy. I heard 16 Carriages again the other night, and it just spoke to me, and it was really good. So I think I like that one even better than Texas Hold'em, so I think it does have to beat Shabuzi for me, personally. Again, I will not be mad if Shabuzi wins either solo performance or country song. I have no issue with him whatsoever. I don't remember this Casey Musgrave song at all. So I think I'm going to end up just going with 16 Carriages on this one. Next, we get into Best Alternative Jazz Album, which I've heard 2 of them from, which is surprising to me. We have Arouge Aftab with Night Rain and Andre 3000 with New Blue Sun, Keon Harold with Foreverland, Michelle Ndigochello, No More Water, The Gospel of James Baldwin, and Robert Glasper with Code Derivation. I do remember learning of Michelle, whose last names I can't remember how to pronounce, from a Madonna project, which is cool, but I didn't listen to this album in particular. I have heard both Arouge and Andre 3000's album. I'm going to go with Andre 3000. It was a really cool project. I don't listen to it that much because I don't listen to mainly instrumental projects, but I thought it was a really cool thing for especially a name as big as Andre 3000 to go into. So it was fun. Now into rap, we have Best Rap Performance, Cardi B with Enough, in parentheses Miami, Common and Pete Rock featuring Posdnuos, When the Sun Shines Again, Doechii with Nissan Altima, Eminem with Houdini, Future Metro Boomin and Kendrick Lamar with Like That, Glorilla with Yeah Glow, and Kendrick Lamar with Not Like Us. I think Not Like Us deserves to sweep any category it probably is in, except for the best music video, because I just don't know it by the music video at all. So I will put Kendrick for this one. For Best Progressive R&B Album, we have Avery Sunshine, So Glad to Know You, Childish Gambino with Bando Stone and the New World, Duran Bernard and Root, Kehlani with Crash, and NX Worries with Why Lod. Yeah, I'm going to go with Kehlani on this one. I really like her Crash album, and I like that she did both that and While We Wait too for some reason, just to be so kind to us, frankly. And I really enjoyed both projects. I also listened to the Childish Gambino album, and it was alright, but I think I prefer Kehlani on this one. For Best R&B Song, we have Coco Jones, Here We Go, in parentheses, Uh-Oh, Kehlani with After Hours, Mooney Long with Ruin Me, SZA with Saturn, and Thames Burning. I know Saturn, Burning, and After Hours. After Hours is probably one of my favorites from Crash, but Saturn is so good. I got to see SZA perform that live in Barcelona, and it was incredible. So I will have to go with Saturn, but After Hours or Burning, all 3 of those are all really great, and I love to see women running this category. Oh, for Best Alternative Music Album, we have Brittany Howard with What Now, Claire with Charm, Kim Gordon with The Collective, Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds with Wild God, and St. Vincent with All Born Screaming. I know both the Clara album and the St. Vincent album, and I'm going to go with St. Vincent, All Born Screaming. It's a really cool album. I like how different directions it goes. Claro, I have enjoyed some of the experimentations of Claro, but I think she's figured out her sound, and her sound is not really as aligned with what I tend to listen to. So I am going to go with St. Vincent because I think she and I gel a little bit better. Next, with Best Rock Song, I have the Black Keys with Beautiful People, in parentheses Stay High, Green Day with Dilemma, Idols with Gift Horse, Pearl Jam with Dark Matter, and St. Vincent with Broken Man. Broken Man's probably my most played song on All Born Screaming, so I think I'm going to go with St. Vincent again. Best Rock Performance is a very similar category. I think I just said all of them before, but the Beatles, Now and Then, the Black Keys, Beautiful People Stay High, Green Day, The American Dream Is Killing Me, Idols with Gift Horse, Pearl Jam with Dark Matter, and St. Vincent with Broken Man. I'm going to go with Broken Man again. Category is almost identical, and Broken Man still eats in the 10 seconds in between these 2 categories, so yeah, we're going to go with it. I guess because these are very similar categories, is that whoever wins one will win the other. But if it is something different, like the Beatles getting this legacy one, then maybe it will be a different. But I think otherwise it's going to be a sweep. Now we have Best Dance/Electronic Music Album. We have Charlie XCX with Brat, Fortet with 3, Justice with Hyperdrama, Kate Renata with Timeless, and Zed with Telos. I've heard all of this but Justice. Sorry to Justice for not doing you justice. These are all decent projects. Kate Renata's album is really not my thing. I apologize. It's not for me. I think the Zed album is good. I think it has highlights, but it is not necessarily my favorite project. I think Fortet 3 is a really great album to like paint and do art with. I just had so many different cool colors coming into my head. But I think we know that this is a category that is designed for Charlie XCX to win this year in a way that was similar for Renaissance to win in a year previous, in having an album that is iconic but specifically fits this category, not pop album. It fits the dance electronic music album category. And I think it would be very surprising if a different album takes it. I think it's a good list of contenders though, and I wouldn't be mad about any of them winning. It's just more that I think Brat has earned it, and I also think that of the albums listed here, that and Fortet are probably the 2 that are most my style. For Best Dance Pop Recording, we have Ariana Grande with Yes and. Oh, it went into dance pop? Okay, sick. Billie Eilish with L'amour de ma vie, the Over Now extended edit. Charlie XCX with Von Dutch, Madison Beer with Make You Mine, and Troye Sivan with Got Me Started. It's an incredibly stacked category. I've not listened to the Madison Beer project this year, but dang, this is a lot of hard-hitting names. I'm not going with Troye Sivan because I think it's mainly relying on the sample of Shooting Stars. Yes and is really good. I really love that song. Von Dutch is also really good. I'm really torn between those two. The Billie Eilish Over Now extended edit is definitely something that could be considered. I mean, Billie Eilish is a Grammy darling, so I could definitely see that. I really like Von Dutch. I really like Yes and. I'm going to go with Yes and to spread some love. I would not be mad at all about Billie or Charlie getting it. I would be a little frustrated with Troy's getting it, and I don't really know what the Madison Beer song is. I didn't know it was dance pop. I thought Madison Beer was more like pop singer-songwriter in the realm of like Olivia or Taylor. So I'm surprised to see her name here, but maybe there's something I don't know. I will say I am skipping the Best Dance Electronic Recording because I don't distinctly remember what Loved or Witchy sound like from Fortet or Kaytranada. So it is not me being shady. I just really don't remember those songs in particular, so I don't have an opinion on it. All right, now we have a Best Pop Vocal Album. We have Ariana Grande with Eternal Sunshine, Billie Eilish with Hit Me Hard and Soft, Chappell Roan with The Rise and Fall of a Midwest Princess, Sabrina Carpenter with Short and Sweet, and Taylor Swift with The Tortures Poets Department. This is a stacked category. This is probably exactly how I expected it to shake out in this category. Apologies to artists like Dua Lipa, who made projects during this time that did not get considered in this category. I personally really have to go with the underdog of Chappell Roan, The Rise and Fall of the Midwest Princess. I know that she's heavily streamed, but she is one of the main people who doesn't have a Grammy here. Ariana Grande, Billie Eilish, and Taylor Swift all have Grammys. Sabrina Carpenter, I don't think has a Grammy, but I feel like her bigger categories that will be better, like will be Record of the Year or Song of the Year for Espresso. I think that will make much more sense. I think Chappell Roan deserves it for the album because people are streaming that album as a whole insanely. It is a lovely rise to see. I'm really proud of her. I'm really happy I got to see her when she was smaller, so I don't have to worry about the giant overcrowding and overselling of tickets and price gouging of that. But I think she deserves it. I would love to see the Academy recognize that and the music executives really supporting her after a lot of music executives said that she was not destined for stardom. We have begged to differ, and now they have to listen. So with that, I'm picking The Rise and Fall of Midwest Princess. I actually would be disappointed about all the other projects beating it because it just seems like it will be like, oh, an industry or a Grammy darling will get it. And I'm not just picking this album because of it being an underdog. I think it is my favorite album of the 5 listed here. I think it's one of the most consistent in terms of each song being bangers or bops or jams or whatever. I think all the songs belong on the project. I don't think there's any duds. And I think on a lot of these other projects, there are songs that I will skip. I don't really skip anything on Chappell Roan besides a couple of the sad songs, but that's just because they're really sad. The final answer, I am going with Chappell Roan's The Rise and Fall of the Midwest Princess, and I'm happy to see her here. Next, we have a Best Pop Duo / Group Performance. We have Ariana Grande featuring Brandy and Monica with The Boy Is Mine remix. Beyonce featuring Post Malone with Levi's Jeans. That is not a pop song. All right, then. Charlie XCX and Billie Eilish with Guest featuring Billie Eilish. Gracie Abrams featuring Taylor Swift with Us, and Lady Gaga and Bruno Mars Die with a Smile. Levi's Jeans is not a pop duo / group performance. That's country. Why was that not there? That makes way more sense for it to be in country rather than pop. So I don't really know what was going on there. And I think people will be confused about that there. I mean, Charlie XCX and Billie Eilish, Guess, that does feel much more of the dance performance. I don't know if there was really, no, it's just really a recording. So I guess they don't really have that in the category. I guess it does make sense for Guess to be here rather than a different category. Otherwise, this feels very industry-led. I am going to go with Charlie XCX and Billie Eilish with Guess because that is my favorite of the songs here. I really like Levi's Jeans, and if it wins, I will just be surprised that it was nominated in this particular category, but I'm not mad about it. I know for Die With a Smile, that song's been very loved and very popular, so I could see that. I don't think Gracie Abrams and Taylor Swift deserve this, frankly. And I don't think the Ariana Grande remix necessarily deserves it either. So I will go with Guess because I guess that is the best option here. Next, we have Best Pop Solo Performance. We have Beyonce with Bodyguard, Billie Eilish with Birds of a Feather, Chappell Roan with Good Luck Babe, Charlie XCX with Apple, and Sabrina Carpenter with Espresso. Okay, so Apple is not the dance recording. Okay, interesting. The Apple versus Von Dutch dichotomy. Okay. Bodyguard is a country song in my head. I don't think of it as pop, but I do love it. It is my favorite song on Cowboy Carter. Good Luck Babe is also very good. I enjoy it. I think Birds of a Feather and Espresso are very strong. I think this category is actually all strong. I'm going to be honest, I don't think any of these people are undeserving of this award. I wouldn't be upset if any of them did get it. I think my favorite song of the 5 is going to be Bodyguard. Is that the one I'm thinking is most likely to win? Not at all. But I do like it the most, so I am going to go with Bodyguard, but I would be totally happy if Good Luck Babe won, if Espresso won. I think both Chapel and Sabrina are very worthy of that, but I think Bodyguard is my favorite of the songs listed here, so I'm going to go with it. I, however, don't think it belongs in this category, so maybe some industry people will also vote against it because of that. Now into the major 4 categories, starting with Best New Artist. We have Benson Boone, Doechii, Chappell Roan, Khruangbin, Ray, Sabrina Carpenter, Shaboozey, and Teddy Swims. I will tell you, this is a fairly stacked category. I think all of these people, except for the one that starts with the K, because I do not know who they are, I think all of them make sense being here. So didn't My 21st Century Blues come out during last Grammy cycle? So maybe Ray was more of a late addition, I think, here. Benson Boone is very strong. Doechii's been really strong, especially on collabs. Chappell Roan as iconic. Sabrina Carpenter's iconic. Shaboozey's had that #1 hit for a long time. And Teddy Swims has been all over airwaves. So I see there being a lot of options here. I'm going to go with Chappell Roan because I like her music more than Sabrina Carpenter's. But if Sabrina Carpenter wins it, I think it really is a toss-up mainly between those two. But I think if they wanted to give men in the industry like Benson, Shaboozey, or Teddy Swims love, they could. I think Doechii doesn't have the level that like Megan Thee Stallion or some other female rappers have had in the past for Best New Artist, so I don't think she's going to get it. I think Chappell or Sabrina are the main contenders for the category, and I would love to see Chappell Roan or Sabrina get it, but I'm going to go with Chappell as my one option. Next we have Song of the Year. We have Beyonce with Texas Hold'em, Billie Eilish with Birds of a Feather, Chappell Roan with Good Luck Babe, Kendrick Lamar with Not Like Us, Lady Gaga and Bruno Mars with Die With a Smile, Sabrina Carpenter with Please Please Please, Shaboozey with A Bar Song, in parentheses Tipsy, and Taylor Swift featuring Post Malone, Fortnite. So that's interesting that Sabrina went with Please 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 instead of Espresso here. I think Record of the Year will probably get Espresso, and then Song of the Year, Please 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 having a little more stuff in the production and in the writing of the song. I think that might make more sense. I know Taylor Swift really wants the Song of the Year category, and this is the year where I don't think that she deserves it by any means. I don't think Fortnite is that good of a song. I think it's a very strange lead single for the Tortured Poets Department, and I liked parts of the Tortured Poets Department. It's not my favorite Taylor Swift album by any means, but I don't think Fortnite is the song for me. I am going to just really go with Good Luck Babe. I think it's the best song here. It's my favorite of the songs here. I could see Birds of a Feather also doing well. I know people really like that. I could see Kendrick Lamar doing well here. I think there's a lot of songs that could really do well here, but I am personally rooting for Chappell on this one. Now we go into Album of the Year. Okay, deep breath. Okay, we have Andre 3000 with New Blue Sun. Okay, Beyonce with Cowboy Carter, Billie Eilish with Hit Me Hard and Soft, Chappell Roan with The Rise and Fall of a Midwest Princess, Charlie XCX with Brat, Jacob Collier with Jessie Volume 4, Sabrina Carpenter with Short and Sweet, and Taylor Swift with The Tortured Poets Department. Okay, the pop girlies are girly-ing. Yeah, because, 4 of those 5 from the pop vocal album got it? Okay, Ariana Grande, I don't think you're winning pop vocal album, but wow, 4 of the 8 contenders are considered pop albums, with Brat being the dance electronic one. Jacob Collier, I don't think I saw his album anywhere. I mean, it goes sprawling in many different genres. We had Andre 3000. We have the country album of Beyonce. Okay, this is a good list. Honestly, I have not many critiques about it. I think there are things where I could critique about it. You know, a lot of recurring names that we have seen before. But I think thinking about this year, these have been the ones that have largely, in my opinion, made an impact. I don't think Andre 3000 or Jacob Collier have made as much of an impact, but they are not pop albums. They are not made for the mainstream. So I think it's okay. And you should have variety. It shouldn't just be pop albums and album of the year. That would be very reductive of the category in that it would make it so many other genres wouldn't get to compete. I'm glad to see all three of my main girls are here, of Chappell Roan, Charli, and Sabrina. I think of those three, the weakest album-wise is Sabrina. I think for me personally, I think Sabrina is more of a singles girly, especially in this era. I liked Emails I Can't Send as an album more than Short and Sweet, but this is the album that had the hits on it. So I prefer definitely songs and outtakes from this album more than the whole project as a whole. The Tortured Poets Department is a very long project. I would not like to see Taylor Swift get her 5th album of the year this year. I disagreed with the Midnight's choice. I think there was a lot of other great options, and I don't think Tortured Poets Department making it is what I want. It's not really what I want at all. So I'm personally between The Rise and Fall of Midwest Princess and Brat. I am going to go with Chappell because I love her, and I support both of these artists. I support pretty much every artist on this list, and I would be happy with Beyonce getting her 1st album of the year, because long overdue. She should get it, and if she beats Chappell or Charli on it, it's fine. It's been a long time in the making for it, but I would love to see Chappell Roan also get it. Billie Eilish's album is also great, and I would just prefer a different artist who hasn't got an album of the year before to get it. I think that is my thing. I would like Billie Eilish and Taylor Swift to step aside. I don't think Sabrina Carpenter as a whole album is the best choice. I think, again, singles, girly. Jacob Collier has just been a Grammy darling in his own right, and I don't think this album necessarily needs that. I think it has the support that it does, and it doesn't need a Grammy co-sign on it. So I'm going to go with Chappell Roan, The Rise and Fall of a Midwest Princess. That said, I am really pleased with this category and the choices that were made. There's nothing that I fully disagree with on this, and I'm really honestly pleased. Next, we have a record of the year. We have the Beatles with Now and Then, Beyonce with Texas Hold'em, Billie Eilish with Birds of a Feather, Chappell Roan with Good Luck Babe, Charli XCX with 360, Kendrick Lamar with Not Like Us, Sabrina Carpenter with Espresso, and Taylor Swift featuring Post Malone with Fortnite. Okay, again, very similar to the Song of the Year category. We have the difference of the Beatles coming in here, Espresso instead of Please, 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 and 360 coming in here, which I'm not mad about. I'm just a little surprised. I maybe want to see, ooh, this could be the year where we get a full-on sweep. Okay, I'm going to hedge my bets on all Chappell in the big 4 categories, and then when other artists like Sabrina or Kendrick or Beyonce get something else, I'm okay with that because I've already designated a piece for Chappell, and as long as she gets something, I'll be happy. So I think, yeah, I'm going to do that because I can. So I am going to say that 360 or Espresso or Not Like Us or Texas Hold'em are all great choices in my head. I would prefer to not have Billie or Taylor get more Grammys right now. I just don't need them to get more. Like, I think they have enough right now, and I think I want to see artists who getting Grammy nominated and winning Grammys would be beneficial for their career moving forward. I think if we are thinking about the Grammys as Grammys, let's give it to someone who it will benefit rather than putting them into turmoil, just being another trophy on their shelf. I'd like it to mean something for someone. And so I would like to see someone like Chappell or Charli or Sabrina get that recognition because they have all had banner years this year, and I think it's time that we celebrate that. With that, that is all the categories that I know anything about this year, and I am honestly very pleased. I actually don't have that many critiques. I did see some artists I did not want to see have any nominations, like Kanye West or Morgan Wallen or Chris Brown, for what should be obvious reasons, but I just don't think people who do the things that they have done should be in consideration for these awards when there is many other deserving people in these categories that could. I mean, people are making music every day. You don't necessarily need to put one of those names in your category for it to mean anything. So I would prefer for the Grammys to keep their names out of their mouth because we have so many other people in the industry that are doing really cool work, that are, standing up and advocating for positive change, or at the very least are not actively harming other people. That is where I'm at with that. So I am pleased, however, that we've gotten all three of the main artists that I thought should be represented this year fully represented in these big four categories and in their respective genres. I'm glad to see that Beyonce has some recognition for Cowboy Carter probably coming her way, because especially the CMAs did nothing for that, which is ridiculous. That was ridiculous. That was the biggest country album that came out this entire year. I don't know what was going through their minds. I think racism. I'd love to hear all your thoughts down in the comments below. Who did you like to see nominated? Who did you not like to see nominated? Who got snubbed? Who do you wish would have been nominated? What were some of your favorite albums of this year? I want to check out as many albums as I can that I have not already gotten the chance to listen to this year. I have listened to, I think, 150 brand new 2024 albums this year. So I feel like I've been very much in the know, but I want to, before we get to the end of the year, make sure that I'm fully aware of all that's been coming out this year. There's been a lot. It's been album-geddon over here. But if you like this video, please like it. Just comment down below which opening to do next on my channel. Please subscribe to my channel if you're not already and you'd like to be. And thanks for watching. This is TurtleStormer. Catch you later.
Get out of the dark and